All right, welcome back everybody. My name's Austin. Another day, another dip. Just how far down the Bitcoin price continues to tumble, nobody knows. But in the meantime, I have new charts to show you regarding real-world use case in some of the world's most troubled areas right now. The French military using an altcoin, actually using, not Bitcoin, but an altcoin. And of course, some of Hollywood's most A-list celebrities preaching Bitcoin. We drop a video every day keeping you informed on the crypto space, so hit subscribe and let's jump in. The French military police find a use case for the TEZOS blockchain. Since September of 2019, so this year, within the last 90 days, the French Gendarmeries Cybercrime Division has been validating and recording judicial expenses on the TEZOS blockchain. This is potentially one of the first examples of a government entity using a smart contract for operational purposes. And I took 4 years of French in high school, but I still had to look up what this word means. It's part of the French's military. Their cybercrime division is using the TEZOS blockchain. And for all you doubters out there, this was also confirmed by Nomadic Labs. We believe at Nomadic Labs that this use case is a good example of how public blockchains, like TEZOS, can be used to address real issues. The solution here aims to fluidify the logistics response to an operational need, and the specific problem that TEZOS in this case is solving is this. Gendarmes, the military branch of the French, well, they were working on cyber investigations, and in the past, they had to wait months to get approval over expenses and even sometimes wait for a colonel or a general to validate a small amount, like 300 euros. They also need to justify their expense without disclosing sensitive information about their investigation. So a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of red tape that took months to get this information approved. But TEZOS changed this. With this smart contract written in Michelson, which is the language used in TEZOS, an expense can be validated in a matter of minutes instead of months. And it's that simple. Real-world use case for TEZOS on their public blockchain. What do you think? Before we get to these Bitcoin charts coming out of Chile, we're actually getting a bit of breaking news involving Bitcoin mining. There's a competitor to Bitmain. This is already funded. It's being built right now, and they're vying for the world's largest Bitcoin mining rig in the USA instead of Bitmain's China. There's a 1 gigawatt Bitcoin mine under construction in Texas right now that would dwarf Bitmain's. Now, this is not to be confused with Bitmain, who is also building in Texas as well, because Bitmain, which also recently broke ground on a massive Bitcoin mine in Texas, will have competition now for the world's largest mantle. A project broke ground this month that would start at 300 megawatts and expand to 1 gigawatt by the end of next year. Now, in comparison to Bitmain's mine size, this would dwarf Bitmain's mine that is contemplating, right now they're around 25 to 50 megawatts, and they're just contemplating going to 300 megawatts in its largest phase. So 300 megawatts compared to the new big boy in town in Texas, 1 gigawatt. The question is, now who owns this? If not Bitmain, what countries own this new mine? Well, the backers of this, it's a data center developer called Whinstone US, which already owns Bitcoin mines in Louisiana, Netherlands, Sweden. Well, Whinstone US is in partnership with GMO Internet, which is Japan's version of GoDaddy. So it's sort of in combination of Japan and the US going full steam ahead. And what you should expect is the mine would ramp up to full capacity through 2020 with 300 megawatts of power slated to come online in the first quarter and the full 1 gigawatt scheduled for the fourth quarter of next year, 2020. So it's information like this for me, which makes me not care about the price so much in the short term, because it's fundamentals like this that make me very bullish for the long term. What do you think? Now, we have a bit of a red flag coming out of the cryptocurrency exchange Poloniex. Poloniex is an exchange that's losing more and more of its relevance in the crypto industry. But first off, if you follow us on Twitter, then we retweeted this yesterday The big US Hollywood actor Rainn Wilson, most notably known for the US version of The Office. I was a huge fan. Check out what he tweeted yesterday. I'll play you a piece of it.
Hey there, Bitcoin owners, cryptocurrency fanatics, alternative financing fans, whomever you may be. Did you know that you can donate your cryptocurrency to nonprofits? Well, it's true. And I have been working with this one organization, the Mona Foundation, for over 10 years, 12 years or so. And they help educational initiatives all over the planet, helping the very poorest kids excel, and especially focusing on women and girls. They're an amazing organization. I highly vouch for them. And they are now open to accepting Bitcoin donations. So I hope you'll consider giving your worthless cryptocurrency to the Mona Foundation. As you know, Mark Cuban said that cryptocurrency, he'd rather have bananas than Bitcoin. And so please donate your bananas to the Mona Foundation. Thanks so much.
All right. A little tongue-in-cheek joke from Rainn Wilson, who, I mean, I like this either way, but you can tell he doesn't necessarily care about Bitcoin, but he cares about his charity. And he realizes that Bitcoin is an alternative form of money, and he just wants to give his charity the best opportunity he can, which, you know what? It's the first step, and I support that. Next piece of news. Poloniex is closing U.S. accounts. You must withdraw before December 16th of this year. So much like Binance, much like a lot of exchanges, U.S. is being cut off. So if you don't withdraw, after that date, you will no longer have access to your account. In addition, all cryptocurrencies remaining in your account after that date will be traded into and stored as USDC, so a stablecoin. And assets that are dormant in dormant accounts may be sent to account holders' states, consistent with state regulations for abandoned property. Poloniex US may charge fees for these services consistent with applicable regulations. Now, do I cut out me stuttering over that, or do I leave it in? You know what? We'll leave it in. I'm a man. I'm only a man. But if you're in the US, stay vigilant. Don't let them get your crypto. But next piece of news, the charts, what you want to see involving Bitcoin volume, which all stems from this news story, which apparently crypto users are flocking to localbitcoins.com to buy Bitcoin. The company's reporting this. We're going to do our own due diligence. We're going to check the charts. But the company is reporting 135,000 new users per month, which is huge for them, if true. And it's probably true, but the CEO of LocalBitcoins, he would say something like that. Well, let's check the charts to see if this is true. But let's check out local Bitcoin volume charts. Now, this has nothing to do with the new users. This has to do with volume. But if we look at it, volume spiked heavy in 2017, retained most of it in 2018, and 2019 seems to be consistent, a little dip down in the last few months. So volume-wise, we're kind of stagnant right now. But what's interesting is that in countries that have the most oppression, that need an alternative non-sovereign form of money the most, like Argentina, volume is skyrocketing right now. Chile, huge volume coming out of Chile, recent volume out of Chile, and then China and Croatia, Colombia, skyrocketing as well. So it's interesting. I mean, it's information like this to me. The longer I'm in Bitcoin, this is the kind of stuff that matters to me. Of course, the price matters, but the fundamentals are the news story today, not the price. And the last piece of news, it's not all bullish. We're going to be a little bearish on this channel too, because there's articles coming out that global protests reveal Bitcoin's limitations. And let me just sum it up. I'll give you the 4 bullet points. Protests in Hong Kong, Lebanon, and Iran have forced cyberpunks to test the censorship-resistant technologies in the wild. So Hong Kong, Lebanon, Iran need Bitcoin right now. But protesters on the ground found they lack internet access during times of civil unrest. So it's hard to access if the government shuts down your internet, or you maybe never really had any. Now, Bitcoin is being used in those countries. It's mainly proven useful for receiving value from abroad to hold and privately store. So family members, friends can send those people Bitcoin, but in terms of actually using it in Hong Kong, Lebanon, Iran, the countries don't have the infrastructure for that use yet. And sources in Lebanon and Iran say there is scant liquidity, and since they're cut off from global exchange platforms, digital assets are rarely used as a cryptocurrency. So what do you think? My takeaway is you have to ask yourself, is the world trending more online or less online? Because the 90s to today, more and more people are getting internet. And yes, if it was easy, then everybody would massively adopt it. If the internet shut off tomorrow, Blockstream is building satellites, there's other ways, but yeah, Bitcoin would take a huge hit. But for me, I'll stop rambling. For me, it all comes down to, do you think in the next 20 years the world will have more internet, be more online, or less online? We're not going to shut our eyes to these limitations right now, but I think the world's trending more digital, more online. But hey, that's me. Let me know what you think. By the way, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and before you go, many people have been asking me, where's the product review? Where is the product review for CryptoTags? I announced a few weeks ago that yes, they sent me a free product and I'll review it. Why not? Let's vet it out on this channel and let the community know an honest reaction to CryptoTags. So this product review will be coming. Get excited. This is a way, let's store your private key seed phrases on titanium as opposed to on a measly piece of paper that comes with your Ledger wallet or whatever. But this review is coming. Be ready for it. And like always, see you tomorrow.